Hello viewer, welcome to episode 10 of Sketchy Stories. Today I'll be going through my Yu-Gi-Oh fan art of Yugi and the pharaoh that inhabited his body. I'll explain later. So anyway, spoiler warning for the original Yu-Gi-Oh, and let's get to it. Alright, for those kids or big kids like me in the 2000s that were interested in card games, I'm sure you've definitely heard of Magic the Gathering. Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. I would say it's thanks in large part to the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. And yeah, for some trivia, the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga, written by Kazuki Takahashi, mainly revolves around games in general, and had a more violent tone than what the series became. It changed to a card game only series when the author was frequently asked about a card game he featured in the series, which coincidentally enough was inspired by Magic the Gathering. Due to high popularity, Takahashi started focusing his manga/anime on the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, known in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe as Duel Monsters. Anyway, that's at least the story I got from the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki and I think some YouTube videos from Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Anyway, the story of the pharaoh's spirit, named Atum, lives in Yugi after fully assembling the Millennium Puzzle. And this Millennium Puzzle is a magic Egyptian artifact in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, which housed the spirit of Atum, and you can check out the manga and anime for more details on that. Also, I believe it's implied Atum is Yugi's ancestor, which is why they look similar, i.e. have the same hairstyle. Speaking of the mainstream Yu-Gi-Oh anime as a whole, and by mainstream I mean the anime that focused on the Duel Monsters card game, I enjoyed watching it. Not much to it. Full disclosure though, I only watched up to the end of the Battle City arc, so I can only give my perspective there. I didn't see the future arcs simply because they weren't shown on TV, and the internet at that time was kinda near the end of its infancy, so yeah, that's how old I am. Anyway, back on track, the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, to me, was good at making dramatic moments over a card game, and it really still made you feel things. Also, seeing the monster cards come to life through the in-universe hologram technology was pretty cool to see. And the show definitely made card games look way more exciting than playing Yu-Gi-Oh in real life. Of course, the show was very cheesy, but I do think the show writers definitely owned that cheesiness. And to be clear, this is with the Yu-Gi-Oh! 4Kids English dub. I'm not sure if the original Japanese or maybe another English dub may have been so cheesy. You can check that out for yourself. And of course, the rules of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards were definitely bent a lot in the show. Definitely for more story or dramatic purposes. And it definitely drove people crazy who were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In real life. It still doesn't detract from it being an entertaining series, at least for me, looking back at it. Aside from watching cool card games, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was also a standard coming-of-age story for dear old Yugimoto, who had the spirit of Atum being his sort of big brother figure. Yugi is usually characterized as the timid nice guy, whereas Atum is the brave and the bold guy. And despite Atum being the big brother, so to speak, both characters are seen to learn from each other, where each of their strengths help overcome the other one's drawbacks. And you can check out the anime or manga to see what I mean. While I haven't watched the final season of the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, I do sort of know what happens, where Atum returns to his timeline, with the memories from his time inhabiting Yugi's body, and then ascends to the afterlife, hopefully from dying of natural causes. But yeah, I'll definitely check out the manga or anime myself to confirm that. Alright, I've stacked the deck with my inspiration. Now to reveal my inking process face up. My unique flair was pretty much having Yugi seeing a tomb off and then ascending into the Egyptian god afterlife. Yeah, I had the background set up like the stereotypical sun coming down and the spirit ascending into the light to emphasize this. Speaking of spirit, I drew a tomb with a spirit tail to save on drawing the lower half of his body, and angled him to not have to draw in his other arm. I purposely had the sunlight beam drawn through him to emphasize that he was a spirit. It's not a mistake, I promise. Also, I had Atum doing the typical casual or cool guy, turning their back and giving that two-fingered farewell wave, since Atum is a cool and casual dude. Also, I was trying to signify that Atum is moving on. He is confident that Yugi will be okay on his own from now on. Hope you guys got that. As for Yugi, I had him wearing his standard school uniform, easier for me to draw. He was drawn giving a thumbs up to sort of imply he was starting to come out of his shell, but that he was also trying to save face a bit, since he won't be seeing Atum again. I was also sort of trying to have Yugi come across as half happy that Atum can finally move on, and half sad that he has to say goodbye to a friend forever. Yeah, all from a thumbs up. And if you notice, I finally added detailing to the ears. Still looks a bit unnatural to me, but I'll keep practicing and hopefully, eventually, perfect ear detailing. Anyway, onto Yugi and Atum. Given that they do look alike, I added a few tricks to try and distinguish between them. Drawing them in different outfits certainly helped, and I also coloured Atum's skin more tan to Yugi's for more contrast. I also drew Yugi's eye to be bigger and more rounds than Atum's, and for Atum's hair, I added in those lightning looking streaks to just give more distinguishing features between the two characters. So, the final slogan, Yugi and the Pharaoh, dual personalities, I felt was really appropriate. So, Yugi has two dual personalities, and they duel people with the Duel Monsters card game. I really feel the heart of the cards came through. Anyway, I decided to refer to Atum as the Pharaoh because I believe his name was revealed late in the series, and I'm not sure if everyone watched the end of Yu-Gi-Oh as well, at least during my time. But it was established early in the series that Atum was a pharaoh, so I just thought, just have the pharaoh in there instead of Atum. Also, for some trivia of the Millennium puzzle, the catchphrase originally started with the question, what did the Millennium puzzle give Yugi? With the answer being dual personalities. Well, hopefully you've been decked out with enough trivia for this fan art. Overall, to me, I'd say a nice simple piece. Ears, while detailed, could look better, but a good job, and I feel I played my cards right here. Alright, that's it for today. Hope I could entertain you with my backstory or background noise. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next vid.